So we're in another market, which is in a totally different area of town. It's over the other side of the main highway, the Ayalon Highway, and we're in an area called Shuk Hatikva. Hatikva means the hope. It's actually also the name of the national anthem. And this area was first settled actually by an American immigrant in 1851, Clorinda Miner, who came here and named this area Mount Hope. The Hope because she was an evangelical Christian that was coming here in order to start a community to bring about the coming of the Messiah. Unfortunately, her settlement didn't work out, but the name stuck. And we're going to explore some of the cool things that you can find over here. The market's a bit wider than the Carmel market, so it's much easier to walk, and so it's often nice to come and buy vegetables here because you don't have the stress of the people bumping into you everywhere of the Carmel market. So this market's a bit more chilled.
Yeah, Carmel was pretty crowded. There's too many people over there.
Yeah, people bumping into you, and especially in times like this, it's kind of nice to come here because you can really wander and take it in and at your own pace.
And what about food?
Oh yes, the food. So again, our immigrant story continues here, and we're going to kind of visit 4 different communities: the Yemenite community, the Iraqi community, the Kurdish community, and the Iranian community, and see what foods they brought with them. So when all of these waves of Aliyah, these waves of migration came, they brought with them their food and their culture, and it's influenced what we eat here today. So we're about to sample kubbeh. Kubbeh basically comes from the word which means domed, and they're either round kind of dumplings which are either fried or cooked in a soup. So we're going to sample both types. So we're going to sample one fried in burghul, which is semolina, and we're going to sample one that comes in a soup with pumpkin. And basically what's really fun about them is that they're stuffed with meat. So this is an Iraqi institution that's come here, and it's basically this corner of the market is the famous kubbeh corner where everybody comes to get their kubbeh. Domes of golden goodness which are stuffed with meat, traditionally beef basically, ground beef. And this one made with burghul, which is the semolina, has been fried, and they've put over the top of it, oh no, they've put over the top of it tahina and also amba, which is a mango spicy kind of sauce, and a bit of salad. So I'm going to sample it over here. It's a bit... All right, are we going to sample our kubbeh? So this is the pumpkin one that's filled with meat.
May I?
Yeah, of course, go for it. So it's semolina that's been rolled into little balls, and then they use their thumb to punch a hole in it, and then they fill it up with the meat, and then they cook it long cooked in this beautiful pumpkin soup with all sorts of herbs and spices.
And again, tomatoes. Everything you see in Israel, everything. If it's breakfast, dinner, lunch, tomatoes, tahini, hummus, bread, and of course vegetables. Vegetables, always everything you go, you see vegetables.
The best Mediterranean diet there is. Bukharia is an area kind of in the former USSR where all the stands are. Tajikistan, all the types of stands. And these Jews kind of came here in the 80s and also when the USSR dissolved. And they brought with them their special types of bread as well. This is called lepioshka, which is a round bread. And basically the way that you bake it is that after making the dough and like making it in this special shape by patting it, they then throw it on the side of a big wood fire oven, and it cooks on the side of the walls of the oven, and so that's pretty cool. And this over here is a samse, which kind of sounds like samosa, And it's similar in the sense that it's stuffed with something, and let's see what's inside as we cut it. What's inside? Meat and onion. Can't help myself. Yummy. It's the reason why I come to this market. Parcels of happiness. What's the verdict?
It's different from the kubbeh.
It's very different from the kubbeh, but
No, it's good. I like the bread.
So we always have savory, and then you have to have something sweet afterwards. So at this shop at the very edge of the market, we come in contact with our Persian dish of the day, which is called faluda. And faluda is basically thick sugar ice with noodles inside it. If you look very closely, come up and have a peek, you'll see that inside it are these white wiggly things, which are basically those noodles, those rice noodles that you get that were kind of like a crunchy taste. So it's kind of interesting because it's got something savory inside the sweet, and you mix it together and you kind of eat something crunchy while you're drinking sweet ice, and it's unusual. It has that rose water which gives it that Middle Eastern flavor, which is the same flavor as that you find in Turkish delight. Very, very sweet.
Wow.
And the second dessert is malabi. So malabi is also kind of like a rose water milk pudding, and then it's topped with raspberry syrup, coconut and peanuts.
Okay. I want to try it.
Cheers. Can't help myself. Outside the faluda and malabi, hole in the world, budka, what would you call it? In New York we call it bodega, here we call it a budka or a hole in the wall shop. How long have you been here for?
Maybe, כמה שנים את פה?
כמה שנים?
אפשר להגיד 50 שנה.
Nearly 50 years.
Nearly 50 years. So there's 3 generations going down on the family, from Yana, the original owner, to Ronnie, and now your son works here?
Everybody is helping. She's the owner. She usually came every day. She worked here and she's still working here. Hamsa, like we said. And she came with her bicycle over there. And we have a good faluda, and we have a good malabi, and a good איך אומרים, יחס treatment to the customers.
And so Yana, are you from Iran?
Iran, yeah.
And when did you move here? מתי עלית לארץ?
ב-50.
So Yana came here from Persia, from Iran in 1950. Amazing. Just after the state was born. What a journey you must have had. So here we are in Saluf & Sons, which is a very, very famous Yemenite establishment in the Shuk here. So famous that they've exported it to main Tel Aviv. And over here you basically get all sorts of different types of, again, carbohydrates. What we're going to sample is jachnun, which is basically layers and layers of pastry with butter smeared in between each layer and then slowly cooked over 24 hours overnight, also with an egg.
What exactly is that? What am I eating?
This is the layers and layers and layers. So if you look inside, kind of show it like that, you can see it's been layered and layered and layered and layered, all wrapped up. And then we can take just a little bit, and then you can either pull it apart because of the layers and stuff it with whatever you want, but other people like to open it up and put the fenugreek, the kubbeh and the tomato together. B'tayavot. Bon appetit.
So I'm gonna try it now. The last time.
How many different ways can you make pastry? Basically, the Yemenites figured it out.
Well, I eat spaghetti almost every day, so it's so difficult. Hi guys, I hope you liked the video, and that's it.
I hope you enjoyed your journey to Yemen, Kazakhstan, Persia, and Iraq, all
Yes.
through Hatikva.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that.
I think it's going to take me at least a month to get rid of all the food that we've tasted today.
Yes, we had
All
a lot
the
of
carbohydrates.
yeah, one day too many food in one day.
But I
So-
loved it all, and come visit Israel and then you can try it yourself.
Yes, walk about Israel. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.
See you soon.